welcome to Three Questions, sponsored by the Washington State Democratic 18th Legislative District. I'm your host, Wil Fuentes. Folks, shit is running down the hill from Washington, D.C., which impacts our state, it impacts our county, and it impacts here locally. On our show, we like to have folks that understand the issues that impact our community and have solutions. My guest today is City of Vancouver Councilmember Ty Stober, who's here to talk about his upcoming campaign race for Clark County Auditor. I have a little disclaimer though. Just to be clear, having our guest today, Councilmember Ty Stober, is not an endorsement by the Washington State 18th Legislative District. That gets to happen later on. City of Vancouver Councilmember Ty Stober, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Will. It's great to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I understand you're looking for a new job.
Yeah, I'm running to be the Clark County Auditor.
Great. Then here's what I have for you. I have 3 questions. Why don't we start with question number 1? What do you think?
Let's go for it.
Let's do it. Well, and so you're looking for a new job. Now, you mentioned it was the county auditor. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. For people who don't follow county government, what does the county auditor do?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Great question.
Yeah.
So most people think of the county auditor as the person in charge of elections, but the role is larger than that. And really what it's about is consistency and accuracy across all of county government.
Okay.
So the job does those things that make sure the county government runs well. So marriage licenses, deed recordings, issuing car tabs and license plates, and making sure the financial controls of the county are run well and accurately. And that has some really important implications to it that make sure that employees are paid, vendors are paid, and that people can trust that public funds are being spent well.
Wow, that's great. So it's not just elections. It's also, you mentioned employees getting paid. We all want to get paid, right?
Yeah.
If we work for. Now, what's one thing that people, the public, those that are in the know, misunderstand about the auditor's role?
Yeah. So a lot of people think that there is some type of policy, a political, or enforcement role with this, and that is no part of this job.
Right.
This job is about making sure that state law and policies and procedures are followed consistently every single time, so that people can trust that every single person that interacts with the auditor's office is being treated exactly the same way.
That's beautiful. So it's a lot of the operational functions of the county. You mentioned they're not responsible for policy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a nonpartisan position.
It is.
It is. That's fantastic.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, people across the political spectrum need to trust what the auditor's office is doing. They need to trust that no favorites are being played, that there's no outcome being promoted, that this is about fair, consistent, accurate processing of these different systems every single time.
And that's especially true with elections. Fair and clean and transparent elections.
Transparent for sure.
That's great. Thank you. That's really good to know. I think that informs a lot of the public of what the county auditor does.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. Ty, elections are the most visible part of this role, right? As a county auditor, how do you ensure elections are secure, transparent, and trusted, especially at a time when public confidence is a bit fragile?
Yeah. So conducting elections is all about consistency. It's about transparency. It's about having good checks and balances in place. So every single step of the process is governed by policy, procedure, and law.
Okay.
This is not about a individual being able to go and influence a particular part because of these checks and balances that exist. And it's done in public. So when you vote, you have to sign the envelope. That signature is compared against a database of your past signatures. And so somebody is there making sure that your signature matches. And not just that, but then there are elections observers following along, looking at that same screen. You go through the process. The machines are logic tested,
Okay.
and then they're locked away. And then once you have the election, the results are spot audited as well,
Oh, okay.
randomly audited, so that again, so there's these checks and balances that happen all along the way, and in there is the public is able to observe the process going through in the form of election observers
Right.
that are assigned to be there, but also other people can go in. The office has been redone so that there's lots of windows so you can see into the process and what's going on.
That is fantastic, right? Because that's what people are demanding is transparency. They
Yeah.
want to make sure that elections are fair. Now, you mentioned that elections are, there's rules and policies.
Yeah.
Now, they're not set by the county, they're set by the state. Is that correct?
Well, it's both.
Okay.
Because the law says you have to do these things,
Okay.
but then the county has to operationalize that.
Okay.
So there is a set of county policies that dictate how we adapt that to our county and our process, our equipment, and staff knows to go back and make sure that they're following every single step, and all those policies are transparent, are available to be looked at. Yeah, so it's and again, checks and balances to make sure that things are happening consistently, because that's where trust gets built.
Right.
Is when the little details happen the same way every time. Nobody's getting, there's no outcome that's being pushed. It is all about making sure that the process is followed every single time.
And that's great, and that makes sense. Now, I think people can feel, comfortable and secure that their vote is being counted, right?
Yeah.
Each and every single time.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned one thing, but you mentioned that the elections office was recently remodeled.
Yes,
Right, so there's a lot more windows.
there's a lot
I
more windows.
had a chance to see that. I saw it before it was remodeled. I saw it after remodeled, and absolutely. And I, as a community member, I can go and observe when votes are being counted.
Yes.
And anybody can do that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
I'll also say that the auditor's office has just produced a new brochure that graphically takes people through this
Oh, wow.
process. Really well done. It's in hard copy. Some copies are out floating around now, but it's going to be up on the website within the next 2 weeks here.
Okay,
And
good.
that'll be a great resource for people to be able to see exactly every single step and how these checks and balances come into play.
Okay, that's good to know that it'll be available online within a couple of weeks, and that
Yep.
it's currently available as a hard copy.
Yep.
I think again that builds that confidence that people need in their county elections office.
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing that information.
Yep.
Question number 3. Ty, here's the last one.
Yeah.
Right? I'll make it easy for you.
Of
I'm
course.
just kidding, I won't. Well, here's the question. Now, if someone listening is skeptical of government or unsure their vote matters, what would you want them to know about how this office protects democracy at the local level?
Yeah, yeah. So the biggest thing I want them to know is this is done locally. This is done by your neighbors. The professionals who work in this office live in our community, and they care deeply about the integrity of this system. And again, back to this checks and balances, there's nobody here advocating for an outcome. The professionals working in this office are advocating for a process.
Right.
They're wanting to make sure that your vote gets counted accurately as you intend it to be cast, and and so this isn't about answering to a politician. This is answering to a process, and that at the end of the day, it's that process that's important, so that every single vote, every single person is treated exactly the same. And if you have questions, this office also exists, so you can come and have your questions answered. The individuals who work here want to help you understand the process. They want to work with you and to make sure you feel secure about this. So the transparency, again, is key to this whole thing.
That's great, and I'll repeat what you've said it a couple of times, not just now, but also in the question prior, that the focus, the priority here is the process itself, ensuring that every single vote counts, right?
Yes.
It's not about the outcome,
Yeah.
right? It's about the process.
Yeah.
Right, and I love that, right? Because I think that that's what's important, right? To maintain integrity in our local elections, and people, believe that our democracy is intact, right? That's part of the process.
And now, if I could bring this back around to where we started,
Yeah.
the role of auditor is really one about process. It's process in the elections department. It's process in the auto licensing department.
Right.
It's process in the public recording office, and it's process in the financial and auditing functions of the county auditor's office.
Right.
So
And marriage licenses. We don't want to forget about that.
marriage licenses is
Yeah.
a key part of that public documents, which by the way is done in what is called the joint lobby. The joint lobby is a collaboration between the auditor's office, the assessor's office, and the treasurer's office. It allows cross-training across the employees because what happens is those three offices have different peak times during the year.
Right.
So there's the ability for employees to move across there in order to, so right now a lot of deeds are being recorded. So somebody from the treasurer's office can come over and help. Or it's June and everybody's getting married.
Yeah.
But then in another time of year, in April, the treasurer is collecting property taxes. So we can go over and help the treasurer out. Or the assessor has their own peak times during the year. So there's this joint. So there's also the collaboration and efficiency that happens there.
Right. No, that's great. So it's great to hear that the county employees are very efficient.
Yeah.
They're cross-trained. And I imagine November, August, during the primaries in November, are probably some of the busiest times as well.
Yeah, and typically you won't. We'll take people from other parts of the auditor's office and bring them down to help out with elections. Typically, there wouldn't be crossover between treasurer and assessor.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Thanks for that clarity. City of Vancouver Councilmember Ty Stober.
Yes.
Thank you so much for giving
Will.
our community members some peace of mind by answering some of these questions with us here on our show today. You have several months ahead of you.
I do.
And I imagine it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Folks, that's our show for today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We'll see you next time.